Hello people and welcome back to another hardware review, and we are back with the Spire. This time we're taking a look at the TEKNO kit. It comes with two different pods, takes two different coils, it's got an inbuilt 1300 mAh battery, and it goes all the way up to 30 watts. Well, we know what to do, people. Let's get this review on the road. This is the box. That's everything you do get in the box, and that was the box. So the TEKNO pod kit from Aspire. When I first took this out, it sort of reminded me of like the highlighter pens that I had at school. You know, I used to just like highlight things out. That's what it sort of reminded me of. So let's go top to bottom like we normally do. We'll start off with the pods. Now you do get two pods. One pod is for the AVP Pro coils and the other pod is for the BP coils. Now if you just have a little look at the bottom, it will tell you the ohmage and the best wattage. That's how you can tell the difference between which one is which. Now if it comes as standard, the pod itself will be 3mm, but if you get it TPD it will be 2mm, and as you'll be able to see, you've got the rubber bungs on top. Now, I decided after I used the AVP one, I was going to try and get the bung out. But as you can see, it didn't work. So don't try it. You can't get all the actual rubber bits out and you end up destroying the pod itself. So I wouldn't try and take the rubber bungs out. What I'd do is I'd source the bigger pod, or I'd just stick with it being 2mm. Now it is the Duck Bill, or as we call it, Duck Dave mouthpiece. I've found it pretty comfortable. I've had no problems at all. If you have a little look at the bottom, that's where your coils go in. You've got your magnets as well. Now it's got a really good filling mechanism. If I just get a bottle, you'll be able to see. It's a non-returnable valve, and you should be able to see just in there where it is. Maybe if I turn it that way, it might be a bit better. Yep, you might be able to see it a bit better that way. So what you do is you put your bottle into the top, and as you push down, that opens up. You can just see that. You can see it. So you're not getting any air locks or anything like that. I have found that I'm getting a little bit of juice that sits in the top. So give that a little bit of a wipe before you put it back in. So the two coils that you do get with the kit, and this isn't going to be easy to say. For the AVP pod, you get the AVP Pro coil, which is a 0.65 ohm mesh coil, best between 15 and 18 watts. Then for the BP pod, you get the BP coil, which is a 1 ohm coil mesh, best between 10 to 16 watts. So to fit your coil, it's very, very simple. It's just a push and pull. So you just marry it up and push it in like so, like that, and you are ready to go. Make sure you prime your coil and leave it for at least 5 to 10 minutes to sit. So if you look at the top of the mod, you'll be able to see you've got your two magnets either side. They marry up to the pod. You've got your contacts in the middle, and then you've got them two little prongs. That's for your draw activation. Now this has got adjustable airflow, and it is on the side. You'll be able to see that. You just move that up and down. If you look through it, you'll be able to see there's like a sort of like a little groove that's going out there. You'll be able to see just through there where the airflow's coming through. So it's coming through there and then onto your coil, and that's how it's adjusted. You'll be able to see it just shuts off like that. To put your pod in, it is very, very simple. Just get it like that, clip it in, and you're ready to go. No jankiness on it. It does fit in there really, really nicely. So the TEKNO. Every time I say TEKNO, I want to go TEKNO, TEKNO, TEKNO. We're going back to the 90s, people. Tells you it is the TEKNO. And on the back of it, it looks like a circuit board. I'm not quite sure if you can actually see that. You've got your fire button. Now, it's also draw activated. So you can either have it draw activated on its own, or you can have it button fire on its own, or you can have them both together, and you select that from the menu. It is made out of zinc alloy. If you turn it onto this side, you can see you've got your adjustable airflow, and it's only on this side. You just move it up and down like I showed you to adjust it. If we go on this side, shows you that it is Aspire, and again you've got that circuit board look to it. You've got these grooves that are cut out, that's so it fits nicely in your hand. We've got to fit it in, people. It is ergonomical. If we have a little look at the bottom, you've got your kite marks, don't vape in a bin, and it is Type-C charging. It's got an inbuilt 1300 mAh battery in there, and it goes from 1 watt to 30 watts. Now on this side is where your screen is, and you've got your button there which changes your wattage. Now it's 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. It will come up with Aspire. You've got your battery indicator, you've got your ohms and your voltage, and then you've got your wattage. Now the way this works is you press the button and it goes up and down all the way to 30 watts in 1 watt increments, and it does round robin all the way to 1 watt, and if you do hold it in, it does go pretty fast, go all the way up to 30 watts and then back round again. Now if you press the fire button 3 times, you'll see you've got mode A, and that is just for your auto draw. So that'll cut the button off and just let you do it by auto draw. It'll then go to B mode, which is just for your button. And then if we do it another 3 times, it'll go to A and B. So you can use the fire button, or you can use it as auto draw. And then I normally have it on auto draw. If you hold the wattage button in and the fire button together, you'll be able to see that little lock sign comes in, so you can still fire it or draw on it, but you can't change the wattage. Again, if you hold that in, it'll take the lock off. So that was an up and close look of the Tekno kit from Aspire. What do we reckon? Let's go top to bottom like we normally do, and we'll start off with the pods. This isn't going to be simple to say. You get an AVP pod, which takes the AVP Pro coils. Yes, well done. 0.65 ohm mesh coil, and that is best between 15 to 18 watts. You then get a BP pod, which takes the BP coils, and that is a 1 ohm coil, and that is best between 10 and 16 watts. Very, very simple to say. Now, it comes as standard as a 3mm, but if you've got the TPD version, it will be a 2mm. Now, like I did show you on the down low, I tried to take the rubber bung out at the top after I'd used the AVP coil. Just can't do it. You just can't get all the little bits out, and it just destroys the pod. So, me personally, I wouldn't try it, and I wouldn't do it. I would either try and source a 3mm pod, or just stick to the 2mm pod. This has got a really good filling mechanism, as you've seen. It's got a non-returnable valve, so you just put your bottle in and you see it just pushes down. You get no airlocks or anything like that. Only thing I would say to you is that you do get a little bit of juice actually in the well bit, so just give that a little bit wipe off. You can just use your finger, there isn't loads, you can just wipe it off, and then when you're putting it back into your pod. Now I've used both of these sets of coils before, the AVP and also the BP coils, and I really do like them. My favourite out of all of these are the BP coils. Now, I'm running this at 17 watts. I've pushed it a little bit more, and it's coming out at 1 ohm, just over 1 ohm, and it's coming out at 17 watts. Let's give it a vape and see what we think. Now, remember, this does draw activation, button activation, or you can use them both. And I showed you down in the menu how to do that. You can select it. I normally just use the draw activation because you can stick it in your pocket. You're not going to have it where it's actually pressing the button and firing. And you can also lock the wattage like I did show you as well. So let's give it a vape and see what we think. We'll do it by button press first. Decent clouds and really, really good flavour. I love them BP coils. There's nothing wrong with them at all. 17 watts. Let's do it by draw activation. No difference, and even when the battery's dying off itself, there's no difference between the draw activation and actually the button activation as well. Or button press, should I say, activation. Now, it has got a 1,300 mAh battery in there, and because you're only at roughly about 16 watts or 18 watts, battery for days, you're at least getting a full day out of this, and it only takes roughly about 40 minutes to charge up. It is Type-C charging. It's built out of zinc alloy, feels really nice, it's tough, it's durable. You've got your little screen on the side, very, very simple to see. It's a very simple menu. You've got the one button. You can only move up with the wattage. Like I showed you as well, if you click the fire button 3 times, it goes through the modes of either auto draw or button press, or if you have them both together. If you press the fire button and the wattage button, that locks the device. You've got your Type-C on the bottom. Doesn't really bother me that. The ones that used to bother me was the way you used to have like pods set out, and you'd have to have it on its side. Doesn't really bother me with this. The pod itself, it's got the Duck Dave, as we call it, not Duck Bill. Feels very comfortable in my mouth. I don't like the big ones in my mouth, but this one isn't overly big, and it's sort of slanted down, so it fits quite nice in your mouth. Goes from 1 watt all the way up to 30 watts, and it has got adjustable airflow, a very simple adjustable airflow, and it is only on one side. So we've got that wide open. So you're getting a restricted direct to lung, and then you can really shut this off. So we'll do it so it's not completely shut off. Like so, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, but it's not completely shut off. There is a little gap at the top. Getting a proper mouth to lung. And if you shut it completely off, it is really, really tight. Proper mouth to lung. All in all, I like this a little bit better than sort of like your Nords. I don't know why, but I like it a little better like your Nords or the Lux PM40. The ones with the screens. I quite like this one a little bit better. I did say to you, it does remind me of like a highlighter pen. But yeah, I like it. I like the look of it. I'll just stick above my shoulder all the different colours you can get. It could be that shoulder. It all depends how I feel when I edit it. But yeah, I'll stick above my shoulder all the different colours you can get. I really like this. This is going to be really good for somebody sticking it in the car, going out to work, for your vape breaks. It is a little bit heavy for a pod system, but not overly heavy. Going out to the pub, you know you're going to get a full day out of this. And like I said, it only takes 40 minutes to charge. Anyway. Yeah, big thumbs up. I do like it. Big shout out to Aspire and UK Aspire vendor. If you wanted to pick this up, you can see there is a little code down there. LB15, I think it is. 15% off. Store-wide at the UK Aspire vendor. Go and check them out. Lovely people. Big shout out to them. So if you've liked the review, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. The subscribe button's in the corner. Give it a little press and get me to that new magic number. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go and hit me up, people. And if you'd like to support the channel like all them lovely people at the beginning of the review, then the Patreon link's down below. Look after yourself, people. And there's one last thing to say. Keep them juices flowing. Don't forget to check out my latest video. Also, don't forget to check out 3 Men and a Vape Show live at 8 PM every Wednesday. And also, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell, and we'll catch you later.